What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your main man, Juggernaut. Welcome to the Music Review Live Series. We're jumping into this on a Wednesday night. If it's your first time here, man, I'm multi-platinum producer, Juggernaut of multi-platinum production team, Arkatech Beatz. Shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. Welcome to the Music Review Live Series. And we get together and we review the music for upcoming artists, producers, giving them that feedback to make sure that we can get their music better. At the same time, looking for new artists to collab with, new producers to collab with. If you're a new producer, make sure you check us out on school.com, Future Producer Society. This is where you can learn the music business and get direct mentorship from me. I'm responsible for producing for your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Big Pun, Prodigy and Mobb Deep, rest in peace. Nas, Raekwon the Chef, Jada Kiss, Game, Max B, French Montana, Wiz Khalifa, Freddie Gibbs, Killer Mike, Waka Flocka Flame, Trouble, Alley Boy, Shorty Low, rest in peace. So many others, Saha the Prince. And we about to get started in just a moment. I'm gonna be listening to these tracks. Just waiting for the algorithm to heat up. But if it's your first time here, make sure you're submitting. Like, commenting, and subscribing. All that good stuff. So crazy. That beat is so crazy, man. Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. If you're looking to submit your music, man, the link is on the screen. We are at approximately 1,300 submissions. Sharp, what up? K Majesty, what up? Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. But look, man, I can't really talk for everybody else who do music reviews. Like I said, man, Lloyd Banks, Prodigy and Mobb Deep, Big Pun, Nas. You know, my resume is pretty extensive, you know what I'm saying? With the top of hip-hop royalty, you know? Max B, French Montana. If you're looking to submit your music, man, submit it. And what we're doing here is we're really trying to show folks how to really get their music up to really the speed of commercial viability. And then also trying to help producers understand how to, you know, to get their records the way they need to get their records. Kaz, what up? You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get folks to really understand this business a little bit. Folks ask questions about the music business when they can. I'll answer questions at the same time, trying to help folks try to get their music a little bit better. So shout out to everybody jumping into the live. You know, we got new Max B out again. We got another record out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Max B, man. You know what I'm saying? So we just working, man. And then, you know, the fruit is in the you see the fruit coming from the labor, you know what I'm saying? So we planting those seeds. A lot of the music that guys are hearing right now that we did with Max B and French There's music that we did here on this live stream, or one of the live streams where we have a music production live stream that we do. And then, we show folks how to cook up a little bit. But a lot of that music that we did during those live stream sessions, those songs started to land, and the proof is in the pudding, man. Y'all can go check through our timeline, and you can see what it is, so that that, we current and we doing what we do for real. Right? Shout out Smoke the Great, whatever. Kaz, what up? Sharp, what up? We're going to jump into this joint. This joint is called Triple M. Rob Mully, what up?
Pour up, tell my ups to slide.
I listened to this already. We're going to get into this next joint. It's called If You're Reading This by Amira Jade. So we're going to take a listen to this joint. This joint was submitted. This is a skip. I'm not sure when it was. We're almost at 1,300 submissions, man. Did I hear this before?
Pretending that I'm fine, but I don't feel right. Laugh in the day, then fall apart at night. Try moving on, but they don't feel like home. In a full room, but still feel alone. Still read all messages from time to time, replaying our fights back through my mind. I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but there's still some things I wanna say. All night going back and forth. Should I let this die or fight this war? Heart saying sin, but my pride saying don't. But I need to know if you love me anymore. If you're reading this, I found myself for days. I almost let my pride get in the way. Maybe you're just over me with nothing left to say. If you're reading this, I pray you feel the same. If you're reading this, then maybe you still care. Maybe my name still does something when it appears. Maybe too much went wrong, maybe love's still there. If you're reading this, just know I'm still here. Maybe you found somebody who gives you peace. Maybe she loves you better than me. Maybe you don't look back when you hear my name. Maybe to you now I'm a reminder of pain. I still remember nights when you held me close. Said no matter what, you never let me go. If there's no what's left, then just tell me the truth. I can take the hurt, just don't leave me confused. If I'm too late, then say it now. Don't let me keep on holding out. I'd rather cry than wonder why you slipped away without a goodbye. I hate that pride got in between. Turn what we had to memories. If this is over, set me free. If love's still there, baby, come back to me. If you're reading this, I fool myself for days. I almost let my pride get in the way. Maybe you're just over me with nothing left to say. If you're reading this, I pray you feel the same. If you're reading this, then maybe you still care. Maybe my name still does something when it appears. Maybe too much went wrong, maybe love's still there. If you're reading this, just know I'm still
Shout out to everybody jumping into the live. That's the first joint that we first skipped for this evening. It's called If You're Reading This by Amira Jade. I'm sure that this is AI. So, whenever you whenever you guys hear it, like, you're supposed to kind of have an idea that it's an AI, the way that it's sounding. You know what I mean, in terms of its execution and the way that the music is being placed together. And look, I listen to joints that come on here all the time. Some joints be AI, some joints may not. It just depends. Big Chris, what up? Depending on the way that these songs come through on the track, pause, come through the submissions, we listen to these and we try to see, if there's ways that we can improve it, because sometimes you have some issues that may be a little bit of a song structure thing. And on this record, I don't really hear that, right? The only thing that I may have a little bit of issue with is that it's a little bit, the duration of it is more than I would kind of like, because it's pushing close to 4 minutes. And then it starts a little bit slow in terms of maybe, too much, ad-libs, ooh and ah in the beginning that gives us it's kind of cutting up about 40 seconds worth of time. So I think that if we can kind of shorten that intro duration and then, kind of leave everything else where it is, I think it kind of gets the record into a pocket of closer to maybe a little under 3 minutes or a little bit over 3 minutes. As we start to approach back to that, closer to 4 minutes, kind of feels like it's longer than I need it to be. Pause. So at the same time, everything else, it's kind of atypical of what we hear with dealing with AI music, man. You're not going to have an issue with the mixes. You're not going to have an issue with the vocal performance. Typically, it's just issues with the song arrangement, right? Either the intros are too long, maybe the verses are too short. Like, that's typical, the issue with these type of situations. And the overarching conversation that we've been having with a lot of producers and using the AI, because, I had a very long conversation, shout out to Deuce Nines, as it relates to this, because he has some AI artists that he's trying to bring to the forefront. But the issue is, okay, how do we do it as producers, and what's the thought process behind it? And look, the main thing is this: you are trying to get out as much music as humanly possible right now, right? Before the landscape starts to change into something that we haven't seen before, right? Because we're going into this AI arch. And remember, what's happening is that you got some of the AI companies, 11 Labs and Udio and these guys, who have already started to make deals with the labels. Then you got folks making their own situation, which I hear UMG is doing in the background. And then they're still trying to get into the proprietary information in terms of how Suno uses their AI and how they create it, because they're trying to see if their music is being used in Suno to train it. So the jury is still out on who's going to win the AI music war. It does look more like a control mechanism. But in the meantime, what can we be doing as producers and artists? As artists, we can use the AI to improve our songs, to remix our songs, different renditions, different things that we can try to figure out to see how can we get it better? How can we get the song better? Like, I think this is probably one of the most important things, or maybe one of the things that we're missing the most with AI. Is how can we get our songs to be better, right? I think that's the first thing, because listen to what you're competing with, right? If you listen to how this record just sounded, it's like you got flawless execution in terms of vocal performances. So, like, for you as an artist that's coming up, something like that takes years and years and years and years of being in the studio, and unless you're really, really gifted, right? Because it's something that you have to learn. You have to learn how to hear yourself. You have to learn how to sing in the key. You have to learn your breath control. Like, these are the things you have to learn. And then you have to learn, layer and stacking, harmony, especially if you're not one of those folks who sing your backgrounds and all that other good stuff. So this is stuff that you have to learn over time. And for producers who have been in this long enough, we understand how long this really takes. So when we see AI doing this so quickly, we're like, wow, So the main thing for artists, make sure you're using AI to get your records better. For producers, use it to bring your ideas to fruition. Use it to bring your ideas to life. Use it so that you can have music that people can listen to and hear how they could possibly sound on your music, right? So I always feel like at this point, I feel all of us should have some sort of AI artists that you can use to highlight a different genre of music that you may be trying to get into, or use it to highlight how you want your music to be consumed. Because you have to start training the audience on how they should be able to hit your music, how they should be able to get on your tracks, right? Because if you notice what happens in this business, it's a lot of monkey see, monkey do. So if folks don't see that, if folks can't hear it and can't see that there's a way that they can rock on your music, it makes it a lot less likely for them to really want to pick it up. So shout out to Amira Jade and these folks. There's no social on this, but shout out to them for this. As if you're reading this, again, another good track. I think it's a good track per se. Like I said, outside of the intro being a little bit longer than I would like it to be, that's probably the only thing that I'm really looking at right now. But I'm about to get into this Bounty freestyle. Shout out to it's Moses Baby. They submitted this. They submitted this I think maybe yesterday. So we do have a live stream that plays some of the other reviews, and that's kind of played on YouTube as a just for folks to kind of see how we do the process of the reviews. And then folks submit their music, and then when I come on, then if they submitted a skip, then as I get on, then it'll be the first songs that I review. So typically I want to get on at 8:00 right about now, and I know that folks are going to be watching the NBA Finals in a few minutes. So I'm trying to get on and say, okay, let me listen to a few joints before guys get on and get off. But we're going to listen to this joint right now. It's called the Bounty Freestyle. Shout out to It's Moses Baby. I think they reached out to us. Trying to say, hey, what's up with the review? Well, here we are. Let's go.
The bitch running low for show beat. This that real talkie, you know me shit. Bitch, I'm on my get on, big dog. Aight. Yeah, they said they want me to come in this bitch and straight up rip this bitch off. I said, okay, you know me, you gon' pay me nothing at all. Said it's been too long, fuck around and find out for sure. I said I'm getting in this bitch because I get it when I'm on, yeah. Ain't make no plans in this bitch too much tonight, yeah. And coming in, ain't looking for a fight, yeah. Don't get no fuss because I said that by surprise, yeah. You come and get me, yeah. Look inside my eyes, yeah. I got that shit inside of me, that raging mad. That different shit, that one that's in the past. And I've been rolling around that bitch, I'm feeling kinda bad. Four flat tires in the Altima, nasty down. What you need from me? Guess I call that bitch a taxi now. Look at her, she walking up about my house, wearing like my cap and gown. Yeah, she congratulated, congratulations, graduated from the thing. Let me get it, bitch, she knows me good. Hey, get that on like you know that I should. Hey, get that right now, right in that bag. I don't mind if I could. Hey, look at me, just look at me, yeah, look inside my heart. Do you feel just what I'm saying? You think, yeah, you played a part? I think you did, think you didn't, think you fucked it up a little. Think I talk about her looking back, I'm still stuck in the middle. Felt like what's the name? Damn, that little guy. Yeah, that guy, but I'm big grown, no. Bitch gon' get it if you try. Bitch gon' get it, you know that I slide. Yeah, this ain't no lie. Keep that bitch on me, I need to breathe, I might just die. Let me go and get it, boy, I'm way up in this shit. Way up at these city streets, boy, I stay up in the sticks. Let me get this bitch, get right down these roads. Yeah, in Cherokee County, damn, what you need from me? Got a bounty on my head, yeah, they after me. Trying to take my soul, trying to keep me fucked up in the game. They don't damn even know that I've been chillin', dude, just take a break. Yeah. It's birthday, the people been working all day, but shit, what you think I've been doing out here doing shit? You just think motherfucker, get it like that, bitch.
Shout out to It's Moses Baby. This is Bounty Freestyle. I understand it's just a freestyle, and I'll always give the advice that I give folks. Like, even if you say like it's a one verse rhyme or beat on a beat, like the main thing that I would tell folks is always try to see if you can sandwich it in with some sort of a hook. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know folks may say, hey, it's just a freestyle. Like, you have to think about where we are currently in streaming. Like, you have to think about these things have to be structured slightly like songs. even if it's just one verse. If it's even one verse, we want to try to put it in a hook at the beginning and then a hook at the end of some sort. So at least what that gives us, it gives us some sort of sense of some sort of replay value. You know what I mean? Like that's really for me. As far as it relates to this freestyle, I feel like your vocals are not really mixed the way that I would like it to be. I feel like it's not something that's creating, to me, it's not coming through as clear as I would like it to come through. Pause. Right. Number Butter, what's up? How are you? Thank you for the gift. So when I'm listening to this, the first thing I'm listening to is like your vocal doesn't seem like it's standing out on top of the music. You know what I mean? And I think that's like the first thing that we want to make sure of is like, can we make sure that we hear you and that it's audible? It's something that has to stand out. And I think in this particular case, that's not there. You know what I mean? So I think we need to, see if we can fix that mix. I think that your flow is pretty okay. I would like it to feel, just make sure that it's really, really make sure that's really the timing is on the pocket and making sure that we're really, hitting on the beat, making sure that the beat, that we're staying in the pocket of the beat as far as keeping the pace of the beat and making sure that we're keeping the rhythm in terms of the way that you're rapping, that cadence, keeping it on the metronome. And like I said, really just trying to put it into a song format. Even if it's a freestyle, we should be looking at it as a song format, right? And I'll give you a real-time example. So, I'll take us for example. So say for example, right now, Big Fendi and these guys, they got this new series that they're doing with Max. They call it Cell Block Bars. And Max just dropped a freestyle on Monday. It's a freestyle, but it's on one of our records, on one of our tracks. And if you notice, he has the track, and when the track is starting to end, right, it has a hook on it, right? So he's always going to have one verse, and then he's going to have a hook, right? And now the clip that I may have posted doesn't have that hook in it, but then the hook, the version that's on Cell Block Bars, at Cell Block Bars on Instagram, it's going to have the verse and it's going to have the hook, right? So even in the case where it's just a freestyle, if you notice, he's always going to have a hook on that record, right? That's what's going to create the difference. That's what's going to make folks want to re-listen to it. If it doesn't have a hook on it, it's just another 16 bars, and that's not enough to make people really want to listen to music like that, unless you're really superior in your lyrical ability, right? And right now, the way things are going with Iceman and everything going on right now, like the way these bars are being dissected, and guys are doing thesis on Drake bars and stuff like that. If you're not doing that, it's gonna be hard to match up. You know what I'm saying? So, give yourself a chance by at least having some sort of musicality, some sort of melodies and stuff like that in terms of a hook that'll give somebody the reason to listen to it over and over again. All right? We don't get the replay value without a hook, man. That's just, music 101. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have a hook in the music, then you're really putting yourself at a severe, severe disadvantage. And I know that you're saying, yo, Jug, is this a freestyle? Freestyle's got to have hooks, man. Like, if you're going back to even 50 Cent mixtapes and all this stuff, if you're going back, they got to have hooks, man. Shout out Ayanna Stone in the building. Deuce 9, what up? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have hooks in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't have the freestyle with no hook. Like, if we have that, then it'll make the music so much better. You know what I mean? So, shout out to my folks from the Future Producer Society. I got some new folks that are joining in. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? It's just it's definitely a growing community. Shout out for everybody that's jumping in, people that are checking stuff out, learning stuff. And again, like I'm saying, stuff is happening in real time. Okay. Okay. Ayanna Stone says the EP is complete. Let's go. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the group. Everybody that's trying to learn, folks that's trying to move things forward. Look, we're trying to create an ecosystem where producers are empowered. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to make sure that I'm very, very clear on that. And like I want to create an ecosystem where the producers are empowered, that the producers know how to not only make good music but also how to handle their business, and also how to grow their brands and all the other questions that a lot of guys might be having. You know, I know you guys might be if you follow the Arkatech Beatz page on TikTok, I'm sure you might have seen a few Splice commercials with me in it. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things that I want to talk to guys about, you know, how do we make these partnerships? How do we do these strategic partnerships? Like, it's not like Splice came looking for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of these type of things where we had to kind of make ourselves known to them. We had to bring ourselves to them, and also say, hey, we think this would be a good partnership, and show folks how that works. Do I ever have live interviews on the channel? No. I used to do the live interviews when I'd had on the podcast. So on the podcast, I would have live interviews. You know, Arkatech Beatz, Music Business Podcast, and I would I've interviewed like different producers. Shout out to Heat Makers. Shout out to my man Young Lord. You know, he produced like for Biggie. You know, Heat Makers did all the Dipset stuff. Shout out to my man Baby Paul. He did like a lot of AZ. He did Nas. You know, these are people that we've interviewed on our platform, and a few other heads. You know what I mean? So shout out to a few guys, some guys from Complex, etc. You know, so you know we've interviewed a few folks, some attorneys. So I'm trying to bring that back into the portal, and I got a few. Like I said, I got a few guys that's on deck. I want to see if I can have that but that'll be exclusive to the folks in the Future Producer Society where I do the interviews. You know what I mean? So shout out to folks that's jumping in. I'm about to sign off. It's now 8:30. I believe we should all be watching the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody jumping in. You know, people should be looking at the NBA Finals. I will look to be on tomorrow around the same time. Like I said, shout out to everybody that's jumping in. And I'm about to get up out of here. And I'll catch y'all on the next one so I can catch this game. Go Knicks! Must win tonight. It's a must win tonight. If they don't win tonight, oh shit, the fix is in. You know what I'm saying? They want some ratings, man. I need to see an ejection tonight. Money, I don't have any more skips in here tonight. But we will be back on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So if you want to put it in now, it'll be the first thing I listen to tomorrow or anytime tomorrow. But as the skips come in, those gonna get listened to first. Appreciate you, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Go Knicks. Let's go.